There is a hush in the air. Only the faint rustle of leaves beyond the windows, the soft tap of distant rain upon leaded glass. As you lie there, imagine yourself crossing a low, arching footbridge of mossy stone, stepping into gardens of lavender and rosemary. Each step you take is gentle, muffled on soft turf. Your body sinks deeper into calm. You come to the outer gate of the monastery. The wooden doors stand ajar, slightly worn by centuries of opening and closing. You push them open with a soft creak, just enough. Past the threshold, you enter a cloistered courtyard, cloaked in dusk. The path is washed in pale candlelight, and vines drift across the columns like sleepy tendrils reaching downward. Pause here for a moment. Feel the cool stone beneath your bare feet or soft slippers. Sense the gentle draft weaving between the columns, carrying the scent of wet earth and night blossoms. Every inhalation draws in that calming perfume. Every exhalation lets a layer of tension melt away. Inside, you glimpse a warm glow ahead. Through an open doorway, you see a scriptorium, a chamber of soft oak tables, shelves of bound volumes, and flickering candles. The hearth at one end glows low. The flame crackles, sending dancing shadows across rows of scrolls and parchment. A delicate hush reverberates, like a lullaby of stone and flame. You step in, closing the door softly behind you. The air is slightly warm from the hearth. A slow, comforting breath spreading through the room. Your eyes follow pale luminescence dancing across gilt-leaf illuminations on menus. A single monk sits at a desk, bent over his work, his robe lightly brushing the floor. He lifts his head and offers a gentle nod, inviting you closer without a word. Part 2. The Monk and His Painted Stars. The monk's name is Brother Caelum, and in this quiet twilight he practices an art both sacred and subtle. Manuscript illumination, painting stars in the margins of prayer books. These little golden stars, applied with powdered gold and fine brushes, catch the candlelight and seem to glow ever so faintly. Medieval illuminators sometimes used real gold leaf so the pages would gleam when lit by candlelight. You sit beside him at a low oak bench, and he slides a parchment toward you. He dips his feather quill into a mixture of powdered gold and gum arabic, then lightly presses it to the page. Dot by dot, a constellation unfurls among flowing script. Each star is tiny, precise, luminous. The glow isn't harsh. It is gentle, as if dream fire kindles within the parchment itself. While he works, he whispers soft explanations. Long ago, to guide the mind toward heaven, monks sometimes painted microstars. Near Sam's Little, reminders of light and darkness. You hear the soft scratch of quill on vellum, feel the air warm near the hearth, and sense time stretching like golden silk. He pauses and turns a faint smile toward you. Would you like a star of your own? He asks, voice hushed as twilight. You nod, and he guides your hand to a smaller parchment. With the gentlest pressure, your fingertip touches the gold-dusted brush. You place your own tiny star in a blank corner. The gold shimmers. In that moment, your breath synchronizes. Slow in, soft out. Between the spaces of illustrated vines and script, the stars multiply. Little pinpoints of hope, scattered like fireflies. The room feels infinite, opening upward, as though the ceiling dissolves into night sky and your small star joins the heavens. Now, as you relax deeper, imagine the walls of the chamber dissolving into soft twilight, the ceiling opening into a velvet sky. The flickering candles are mirrored by myriad stars above. The gold in your manuscript seems to echo the constellations. A quiet correspondence between earth and sky. You feel weightless, drifting. The monk's soft footsteps echo as he fetches a tiny incense censer, releasing a wisp of sandalwood smoke. The scent swirls around you, gentle and warm, like a lullaby touch. The crackle of the hearth, the rustle of turning pages, the distant sigh of wind through treetops. They form a slow, gentle symphony to carry you. He murmurs stories of medieval wisdom, that some monasteries believed stars painted on manuscripts would protect the reader. Dreams, guiding restless souls toward peace. You imagine that each star you, or the monk, painted is a beacon across the dark veil, shining in the mind to calm doubts. Your limbs grow heavier, the edges of wakefulness softening like fog. The warmth of the hearth, the hush of the scriptorium, the golden glow around you. They coax your awareness to glide inward. Take a deep breath now, soft and full. Let the air rest in your chest, and as you exhale, imagine a faint sigh of relief. With each breath thereafter, drift a little further, deeper into calm, deeper toward sleep. In your mind's eye, a gentle breeze drifts over a meadow. Beyond the walls, flowers nod, leaves stir, distant frogs or night insects hum. The scent of night flowers, mingled with incense, rests heavy in your senses. The stars above are steady, patient, unhurried. Brother Caelum gathers his tools and steps away, leaving you in that chamber of gentle light and shimmering gold. You are alone in the quiet, but safe, wrapped in twilight, held by the glowing manuscript and the distant hymn of wind and stars. The chamber around you holds steady warmth, but a faint draft brushes your cheek, as if inviting you to explore. You rise slowly, still calm, still heavy with rest, and step back toward the cloister. The doorway creaks softly. Beyond it lies a covered walkway of arches, open to the night on one side. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of damp stone and ivy. As you step into the cloister, the rhythm of your footsteps seems to echo in soothing cadence. Tap, pause, tap, pause. Each one like the swing of a pendulum, carrying you further into tranquility. Overhead, the stars glitter above the open courtyard. Medieval monks often believed cloisters mirrored the order of the cosmos. The square walkways, reflecting the harmony of heaven. As you trace each side of the square in your imagination, you feel that balance sink into your body. Each turn is like a breath, each corner a letting go. The air here is soft and hushed. The vines along the columns rustle with a night breeze. A small fountain trickles in the center of the courtyard, its steady burble like a gentle lullaby. You pause by the fountain, leaning close, letting the sound soothe your thoughts. The water reflects the stars, a perfect mirror. You notice your painted star among them, glowing faintly as though stitched into the night sky itself. Brother Caelum's voice drifts softly through memory. The stars on parchment, reflections of the eternal. Look at them long enough, and they guide you inward, toward the infinite quiet. The echo of those words makes the trickling fountain sound slower, deeper, until it feels like the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Part 5. The library of dreams you follow, the cloister around until a wooden door catches your eye. It is carved with vines and roses, polished smooth by centuries of use. You push it open gently. The hinges sigh like an exhalation, and a hush settles over you. Inside is a medieval library. Long shelves of manuscripts bound in leather, parchment scrolls resting in niches, candles flickering in iron sconces. The smell of old vellum and beeswax fills the room, a scent both ancient and comforting. You wander slowly among the shelves. Some manuscripts gleam with gilded covers. Others are plain and humble. Every step you take on the stone floor is muffled, as though the air itself absorbs sound. Your fingertips brush the spines. Cool, smooth, textured with time. Brother Caelum appears again, silent but reassuring, carrying a small oil lamp. He gestures to a table at the far end. As you sit, he places a large manuscript before you. Its cover is worn, but when he opens it, the margins bloom with painted stars. Tiny constellations shimmer in the candlelight, arranged with care. Some believed, he whispers, that the stars drawn here could calm the mind before sleep, just as looking at the heavens steadies the heart. Too red by their glow was to drift closer to divine rest. He turns the pages slowly. Each one opens into new constellations, flowing vines, and gentle colors. Soft blues, deep reds, glimmers of gold. Your eyes follow the shapes until they blur into a haze of light. Your breathing deepens. The world around you seems to slow, each second stretching longer, softer, like silk on the candle flames sway gently, their glow merging with the stars on the page. You feel your bodies sinking heavier and softer, into the chair. The monk whispers again, "Let each star be a step into silence. Let each flicker be a doorway to dreams." After some time, Brother Caelum closes the manuscript. He motions for you to follow him once more. Together, you move to a narrow spiral staircase made of worn stone. The steps curve upward, each one carrying you deeper into calm. The climb is slow and steady, the monk's lamp casting golden rings of light on the walls. You can hear your own breathing, in and out, echoing faintly. It feels like climbing through layers of thought, each step leaving worries behind. Halfway up, there is a slit window. You pause to look out. Beyond lies the valley, fields dark and silvered with moonlight, tiny cottages scattered below, smoke drifting gently from their chimneys. You imagine the villagers sleeping peacefully, wrapped in warmth, unaware of the stars painted above them. The stillness of their dreams feels contagious, as though you too are cradled in that same blanket of night. You continue upward until at last you reach the top, a small observatory chamber with open arches on every side. The cool air brushes across your skin, carrying scents of pine from the nearby woods. The sky is endless here, a dome of velvet scattered with stars. Brother Caelum sets down the lamp and smiles. "Here," he says softly, "is where parchment meets sky, the stars above and the stars we painted below, reflections of each other." You step to the edge, gazing upward. The constellations glow brighter here. The North Star steadies your gaze, and around it the heavens turn slowly, as though rocking the world to sleep. You feel a deep, anchoring calm, as if time itself has paused. The monk kneels and begins to hum a soft chant, a medieval hymn, simple, almost like a lullaby. The sound reverberates gently, low and steady, carried by the stone arches. It blends with the night breeze, with the quiet of the stars, with the slow rhythm of your own breath. You close your eyes. The chant becomes a vibration through your chest, a resonance that softens every muscle. Your shoulders sink. Your hands grow warm and still. Your thoughts slow, then fade, like ink, dissolving in water. He continues humming as though guiding you deeper. Each note is a step downward, into calm. You imagine yourself descending again through the tower, not on foot but drifting, as though weightless. With every descent, you feel looser, lighter. The walls melt away, until only starlight surrounds you. Brother Caelum voice drifts into your mind one last time. Let each star be a step into silence. Let each flicker be a doorway to dreams. After some time, Brother Caelum closes the manuscript. He motions for you to follow him once more. Together, you move to a narrow spiral staircase made of worn stone. The steps curve upward, each one carrying you deeper into calm. The climb is slow and steady, the monk's lamp casting golden rings of light on the walls. You can hear your own breathing, in and out, echoing faintly. It feels like climbing through layers of thought, each step leaving worries behind. Halfway up, there is a slit window. You pause to look out. Beyond lies the valley, fields dark and silvered with moonlight, tiny cottages scattered below, smoke drifting gently from their chimneys. You imagine the villagers sleeping peacefully, wrapped in warmth, unaware of the stars painted above them. The stillness of their dreams feels contagious, as though you too are cradled in that same blanket of night. You continue upward until at last you reach the top, a small observatory chamber with open arches on every side. The cool air brushes across your skin, carrying scents of pine from the nearby woods. The sky is endless here, a dome of velvet scattered with stars. Brother Caelum sets down the lamp and smiles. "Here," he says softly, "is where parchment meets sky. The stars above and the stars we've painted below, reflections of each other." You step to the edge, gazing upward. The constellations glow brighter here. The North Star steadies your gaze, and around it the heavens turn slowly, as though rocking the world to sleep. You feel a deep, anchoring calm, as if time itself has paused. The monk kneels and begins to hum a soft chant, a medieval hymn, simple, almost like a lullaby. The sound reverberates gently, low and steady, carried by the stone arches. It blends with the night breeze, with the quiet of the stars, with the slow rhythm of your own breath. You close your eyes. The chant becomes a vibration through your chest, a resonance that softens every muscle. Your shoulders sink, your hands grow warm and still. Your thoughts slow, then fade, like ink dissolving in water. He continues humming, as though guiding you deeper. Each note is a step downward, into calm. You imagine yourself descending again through the tower, not on foot, but drifting, as though weightless. With every descent, you feel looser, lighter. The walls melt away, until only starlight surrounds you. Brother Caelum's voice drifts into your mind one last time. The stars are painted both on parchment and within you. Carry them now into your dreams. The words linger, the chant fades, and you are left in quiet, floating between the glow of painted gold and the vast heavens above. As the monk's chant fades into memory, you open your eyes and find yourself no longer in the stone tower. Instead, you are standing in a quiet garden, illuminated by moonlight. The transition feels seamless, as if the steps of a spiral staircase have carried you into a dream. The air is warm, filled with the perfume of night-blooming flowers. Medieval herbalists believed that certain blossoms, like jasmine and even primrose, unfolded only under the gaze of the moon, releasing fragrances that soothed the restless heart. Their petals now shimmer faintly, pearlescent under the stars. You step softly onto a moss-lined path. The ground yields beneath your feet, each step muffled, inviting you deeper into calm. Around you, the leaves rustle with whispers, like parchment pages being turned by invisible hands. Each sound, gentle and steady, draws you further away from waking thought. At the center of the garden stands a small stone bench. You sit, feeling its coolness seep into your body, anchoring you here. Above, the stars continue their silent dance, but the garden feels as though it is breathing with you, inhaling with the sway of flowers, exhaling with the rustle of leaves. Brother Caelum is here too, though now his form seems lighter, more like a presence than a figure. He points toward the petals around you, murmuring, "Every garden is a manuscript, every flower a word, every star a punctuation of light." You close your eyes briefly, and the scent of lavender drifts closer, mingling with rosemary and sage. Herbs monks once grew in cloister gardens for both healing and prayer. Their perfume settles into your senses, loosening the last threads of tension. When you open your eyes again, the garden path continues, winding deeper into moonlit greenery. A lantern hangs from a nearby branch, its flame swaying in the breeze. You take it gently, its warmth comforting in your hand, and begin to walk. The lantern's glow creates a circle of safety around you. Beyond its light, shadows stretch long, soft, and velvety, never threatening, always welcoming. You notice fireflies weaving in and out of the lantern's halo. Their tiny sparks, like painted stars, come alive. In medieval times, travelers often carried lanterns on night journeys, their small flames seen as protection against unseen dangers. Tonight, this lantern is more than protection. It is a guide into rest, into deeper calm. The path curves gently, like a slow river of stone. Each step you take feels more dreamlike. The world beyond the lantern grows hazier, softer, until you cannot tell where the garden ends and the sky begins. At last, the path opens into a small meadow. The grass glows faintly silver, and the stars above reflect as though the entire meadow is a mirror. You lower the lantern, set it gently on the ground, and lie back among the grasses. They cradle you like a soft mattress, fragrant and warm. Your body grows heavier with each breath, sinking deeper into the meadow's embrace. The stars blur overhead, and your awareness drifts like a feather on still water. As you gaze upward, you notice something wondrous. The constellations above you are no longer far away. They are painted close, as if the very sky is parchment and you are lying within the margins of an illuminated manuscript. Each star glimmers with the same gold you saw in Brother Caelum. Esse scriptorium. Some shine faintly, others brightly, but all form intricate designs. You see vines curling between them, painted as though by an invisible hand. Birds, flowers, and flowing script drift among the constellations, luminous yet soft. You remember how medieval illuminators painted not only stars but tiny creatures in their manuscripts. Hares, deer, birds, sometimes even playful dragons. And here, among the stars, you see them too. A hare bounds gently across a constellation. A bird rests upon Orion's shoulder. They move slowly, dreamlike, weightless, in their golden frames. You feel as though you have entered the book itself, your body now part of the story, lying safely inside its margins. The page stretches infinitely around you, yet it is never overwhelming. It is soft, nurturing, a world of luminous ink and patient light. Close your eyes for a moment in the sky manuscript. Notice the rhythm of your breathing, slow, steady, like the turning of pages. With each inhale, imagine starlight flowing into your body, filling you with calm. With each exhale, imagine letting go of heaviness, letting go of all weight. The monk's voice drifts faintly again, though you cannot see him. It comes like a whisper in the breeze. Each star is a step, and with each step, you move deeper into silence. Each glow carries you further into rest. And so you'll follow. 10 stars pass by, each one guiding you lower. 9 stars, and your shoulders soften. 8 stars, and your breath deepens. 7 stars, and your thoughts slow. 6 stars, and your limbs grow heavier. 5 stars, and your eyelids flutter. 4 stars, and warmth spreads across you. 3 stars, and time melts away. 2 stars, and your mind drifts open. 1 star, and you are weightless, held in the quiet embrace of night. Now you are floating, not walking, not standing, but resting in a space that feels endless yet safe. Around you, stars drift like lanterns on water, moving slowly, peacefully. They are not far away anymore. They are close, tender, luminous companions. You notice one star shining brighter than the rest. The very star you painted earlier in the scriptorium. It pulses softly, like a heartbeat, as though it recognizes you. It drifts nearer until it rests, just above your chest, warming you from the inside. The monk's whisper returns, soothing and steady. The star you painted belongs to you. It will always guide you, even in sleep, even in dreams. Carry it now within you. The star slowly sinks into your chest, filling you with golden calm. Your entire body glows faintly, then settles into stillness. The meadow, the garden, the tower, the library, all dissolve gently into mist, leaving only you, your star, and the infinite hush of night. Far away, a soft sound stirs. The tolling of a bell, not loud, not startling, but deep and slow, like a heart beating in time with the night. The bell comes from the monastery's tower, calling the monks to nocturnes, the midnight prayers. In medieval monasteries, the hours of prayer divided the night, reminding those awake to pause and reflect. For you, this sound is not a call to rise, but a lull to sink deeper. Dong. The bell rolls across the valley, steady as waves. Dong. The sound stretches and fades, dissolving into stillness. Dong. Each note heavier than the last, guiding you downward. You imagine monks in simple robes walking by candlelight, their sandals whispering against the stone. They move quietly, as though the whole world sleeps around them. Their voices hum softly and chant, low and rhythmic, blending with the tolling bell. You breathe in, letting that chant wrap around you. You breathe out, releasing yourself into it as the bell fades. You open your eyes to find yourself holding a book. Its cover is bound in deep blue velvet, and when you open it, the pages glow faintly. It is a psalter, a medieval book of psalms. But instead of ordinary writing, the words ripple like water, shifting into images of stars and soft landscapes. Every line you read transforms into a vision. One psalm becomes a meadow filled with golden deer. Another becomes a sky of endless doves, wings spread in silence. Yet another becomes a silver river that flows upward into the heavens, carrying you along. The medieval faithful often believed that psalters could be gateways, bridges between the earthly and the divine. Here, in your dreamlike state, this psalter feels exactly so. A book that is also a path, a guide to gentle places. Brother Caelum's voice drifts again. Let the words carry you. Let them be lanterns. You do not need to follow. Simply float where they take you. And so you do. The pages turn themselves, carrying you from one vision to another. Meadows, rivers, skies, gardens. Each image softer than the last, each one a step further from waking thought. The visions fade, and you now find yourself in a round stone chamber. In the center stands a great astrolabe, a medieval instrument used to map the stars. Its brass rings turn slowly, silently, aligning with constellations above. The astrolabe glows with golden light, casting shadows that shift across the chamber walls. With each turn of its rings, you feel time stretching, moments lengthening, hours dissolving. It is as though the clock of the heavens has slowed just for you. Monks once used astrolabes not only for measuring the sky, but for prayer, aligning their devotion with celestial order. Here, the astrolabe is not measuring time but unspooling it, letting it drift away so you may rest without limits. You reach out and place your hand upon the brass. It is warm, steady. The rings slow further until they barely move. Your breathing synchronizes with the stillness. The world pauses. All that remains is silence, golden and infinite. The chamber melts away, and you find yourself once more in a garden. But this time it is filled with gentle light. Lanterns hang from trees. A long wooden table stretches across the grass, covered with bread, cheese, fruit, and honey. Simple foods that monks might have eaten in their refectories. But here, the feast is not for sustenance. It is for comfort. The bread is warm, fragrant with rosemary. The honey glistens, golden as starlight. A jug of cool spring water rests nearby, its surface shimmering with reflected moonlight. You take a small piece of bread, tasting its warmth, and feel it dissolve into comfort within you. You sip the water, cool and cleansing, and sense it flowing through you like a quiet river. Every taste is soothing, every swallow like a lullaby. The table is empty of others, yet you do not feel alone. It feels as though countless monks from ages past are present in spirit, sharing their quiet blessings. You imagine their hands, centuries ago, baking bread, pouring water, harvesting honey, each act a rhythm of devotion. Now those rhythms reach you across time, nourishing not your body, but your rest. After the feast, you rise from the table. A pathway lit by candles leads away, downward into mist. Each candle flickers softly, guiding your steps. Medieval monks once spoke of light as the soulless guide, a flame that would never vanish even in deepest night. These candles now carry you along, one by one, each flame a promise of safety. As you follow them, the path slopes gently downward. You realize you are descending into sleep itself, carried not by effort but by ease. The candles grow further apart, until their glow becomes faint halos in the distance. Yet you feel no fear. Each step makes your body heavier, your mind softer. At last, you reach the final candle. Its flame dances once, 10 bows low, and fades into darkness. But even in that darkness, you see your painted star, shining faintly, waiting for you. Guiding you deeper still, you step across an invisible threshold. The air feels different now. Thicker, warmer, as though it belongs to another world entirely. The ground beneath you is soft, cloud-like. The stars above move in slow spirals, like golden ink flowing across parchment. Brother Caelum's voice comes once more. Now fainter, now almost like your own thought. You have walked the cloister, read the psalter, followed the stars. Now it is time to rest, time to dream. His words drift into silence. The stars blur further. The world grows dim. Your body is heavy, your breath slow. Your mind drifts between one image and the next. A golden glowing star. A garden path. Each image lasts only a moment before it too dissolves, leaving only the steady hush of sleep drawing near. And then, with a final breath, you let go. You drift into the deepest quiet, carried by stars painted both on parchment and within your heart. Pause here. We're now around 4,000 words in. Would you like me to continue with the next section? Carrying the listener even further into dreamlike stillness, until the script becomes almost pure guided rest, you said. Continue? ChatGPT said. Beautiful. Let's move deeper. Here's the next approximately 1,000 words of the monk's painted stars. In this section, the narration will gradually slow, soften, and expand into near silence, mimicking hypnotic sleep structures while still weaving medieval atmosphere. You find yourself now in a long, vaulted hall. Stone arches rise above, their ribs meeting high overhead, like the canopy of a cathedral forest. The air is cool and still, and from somewhere unseen, you hear the faintest murmurs. They are the voices of monks at prayer, though you cannot see them. Their words blend into one another, not sharp, not distinct. Only soft, flowing syllables that rise and fall like waves on a distant shore. In medieval monasteries, prayers often echoed through stone halls, the sound reverberating into a haze of harmony. Here, that same harmony surrounds you, not asking for attention, only wrapping you in gentleness. You lie back on a wooden bench, polished smooth by countless hands and centuries. The murmurs continue, ebbing and flowing. You feel them seep into your chest, slowing your heartbeat. Each phrase, though inaudible, feels like a thread tugging you further into rest. Soon, the murmurs blur into nothing but soundless calm. The words dissolve, and only silence remains. On a small table beside you rests a single candle. Its flame is tiny, steady, never wavering. Next to it lies a feather quill, its tip still stained faintly with gold. You realize it is Brother Caelum's quill, the very one he used to paint the stars in the manuscript. Slowly, the feather rises into the air, as though held by invisible hands, and dips into the candle's flame. But instead of burning, it glows, the gold ink shimmering along its shaft. The feather hovers above you, then drifts down, lightly brushing your forehead. The touch is weightless, softer than air. Yet it leaves behind a trail of warmth. It glides across your temples, your cheeks, your closed eyelids, painting invisible stars upon your skin. Every stroke is like a lullaby, every touch a whisper telling your body to release, to surrender. At last, the feather rests gently upon your chest, over your heart, and fades into light. You are left with its glow, pulsing faintly inside you. As you breathe, you notice something forming around you. A cloak of starlight. Each inhale gathers more shimmering threads. Each exhale weaves them softly across your shoulders, your arms, your body. Soon you are covered entirely, wrapped in a mantle of night, warm and protective. Monks, in medieval times, wore heavy woolen habits, practical against the cold. But this cloak is lighter than air, warmer than any fire. It shields you, not from weather, but from worry, from thought, from wakefulness. You pull it closer, feel its weight settle. The stars embroidered into the cloak twinkle faintly, as if alive. They hum quietly, a music too soft for words. You realize, this cloak is your dream. Your star, the one you painted, glows brightest at your shoulder, a guiding thread to keep you safe through the night. The hall fades. The candle vanishes. Even the murmurs of prayer dissolve. You are left in a vast quiet, softer than any silence you be. Eberknaun. It is not empty, not cold, but full, like a great sea of stillness. Fluting ere you feel, both small and infinite, like a single spark within a universe of sparks. This silence is what medieval monks called the divine hush, the stillness between bells, the pause after chant, the space where peace resides. Here, there are no images, no sounds, only your breath, moving in and out, Slow.com. Unhurried. Every inhale fills you with softness. Every exhale releases you into a presence stirs. Not seen, but felt. Brother Caelum is near again. You sense him at your side, a figure made of warmth and patience. His voice comes one final time, low and steady, like a whisper inside your own mind. You have walked the cloister, sat by the hearth, painted your star. You have listened to bells, read the psalter, worn the cloak of night. All is safe. All is still. All is rest. His words ripple outward, and as they do, your body grows heavier, your breath slower, your mind softer. Sleep now, he continues. Sleep beneath the painted stars. Sleep beneath the quiet heavens. Sleep within the story that will never end. The voice fades. The presence drifts, and you are alone in silence once more, surrounded by your glowing cloak, guided by your painted star. The silence deepens. Your body is so heavy now it feels like stone, resting deep within the earth. Your mind drifts like a feather on water, floating, turning, drifting further and further away. Images flicker faintly. Not clear, not sharp, but soft, like echoes. A manuscript page, a golden star cloister garden. They come and go, dissolving before they fully form. Each one drifts away, leaving you lighter. Soon there is nothing but darkness, soft and warm. A darkness that cradles, that holds. A darkness that is not absence but embrace. And within that darkness, you drift. Into sleep, into dream, into endless rest. The world forms again around you, gently, like dawn rising in reverse. You find yourself walking through the cloister garden, yet it is no longer dead. The arches are silver-lit, the stone paths bathed in moonlight. Every herb in the garden seems to glow faintly. Rosemary with a bluish shimmer, lavender with soft violet fire, sage with pale green light. Medieval monks tended such gardens not only for medicine, but for prayer, believing each leaf held a spark of creation. You breathe deeply, and the scent of lavender rolls through your lungs. It is calming, steadying. The fragrance lingers on your breath, slower now, softer, like a lullaby. At the garden center is a stone fountain. Its trickle of water is slow, unhurried, each drop falling like the tick of a clock, stretched into infinity. You sit beside it, the cool stone pressing into your back, and let the rhythm wash over you. Drip, drip, drip. Every drop is another step down into rest. On the fountain's edge rests an hourglass, its wooden frame carved with tiny stars. The sand within glows faintly, as if lit by the moon. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the last grains fall through the glass, one after another, steady and inevitable. In medieval times, hourglasses marked the rhythm of prayer, dividing the day into sacred hours. But this one does not mark time, it marks sleep. As the final grain falls, the hourglass turns itself, silently. The sand begins again, flowing endlessly, assuring you that rest has no limit here. You close your eyes and listen, and though sand makes no sound, you hear it anyway. A soft hiss, like breath, like your own breath. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, each grain a reminder that you are safe in the rhythm of night. When you open your eyes again, you are no longer in the garden. You sit at a wooden desk. Inside the monastery is a scriptorium. Candlelight flickers against walls lined with manuscripts, their bindings glowing faintly in the dark. A quill rests before you, the same golden one from before. A page lies open, blank and waiting. You dip the quill into invisible ink, and as you write, words form not in black, but in light. Softly glowing letters curl across the page, shaping themselves into lullabies, into blessings, into dreams. Every word you write becomes a star above you. Slowly, the ceiling of the scriptorium dissolves, and you see the night sky overhead, filled not with distant stars, but with the words you yourself have written. Each phrase glimmers, then drifts downward, falling like snowflakes onto your skin. They do not melt, but sink softly inside you, becoming part of your breath, part of your heartbeat, part of your sleep. Far away, a bell begins to toll. It is deep, resonant, slow. Each strike like a wave rolling across a darkened sea. Medieval monasteries marked midnight with prayer, the quietest hour of all. But this bell is not summoning you to rise. It is guiding you deeper down. Each toll a stair-step into dream. The monks pause in their procession. One raises his lantern high, and instead of words, a sound drifts through the clouded cloister. Not a chant, not a song, but something in between. It is a lullaby of pure tone, humming without syllables. The sound flows like a stream, circling the arches of mist, weaving through your cloak of stars. It is softer than breath, yet you feel it vibrate gently through your bones. In medieval times, monks often hummed tones between psalms to maintain harmony in their hearts. This hum carries you now, a river of sound in which you drift. You close your eyes, and the lullaby rocks you, back and forth, like a cradle suspended between sky and earth. A book appears before you, floating in the mist. Its pages glow faintly as they turn themselves, revealing not words, but images. One page shows a golden chalice, another, a green meadow, another, a quiet sea. Each picture flickers like a dream, lasting only a moment before fading into the next. This is the dream psalter. Not scripture for the day, but for the night. Monks once illuminated psalters with intricate borders of vines, birds, and stars. Your psalter is alive, its images moving, reshaping, calming. The page is slow at last on one image. A single star, painted so brightly, it almost glimmers off the page. You realize it is yours, your painted star. The book closes itself, and the image remains, glowing softly in your chest. The mist thins, and you step into a meadow bathed in moonlight. The grass shimmers silver, moving in waves as though stroked by invisible hands. Scattered across the meadow are bells, some small as acorns, others tall as towers. All of them are silent, resting gently in the grass. These are the forgotten bells. Their voices once rang in chapels, cloisters, villages, calling the faithful to prayer. Now they rest their sound, absorbed by time, their silence a blessing. You walk among them, touching one here, one there. Each is cooled beneath your fingers, each hums faintly with a memory of sound. None ring, none disturb the quiet. They only hum within you, deep and steady, calming every corner of your being. At the edge of the meadow stands a table. Upon it rests a loaf of bread, golden brown, still warm. A monk stands nearby, smiling gently. In the Middle Ages, bread was sacred, the staple of life, blessed at every meal. This bread is not for hunger, but for rest. The monk breaks the loaf in half, offering you a piece. As you take it, the crust crumbles softly, releasing a scent of wheat and honey. You place it on your tongue, and it dissolves instantly, sweeter than anything you've known. It does not fill your stomach, but your heart. Warmth spreads outward, through your chest, down your arms, into your hands. With each heartbeat, the warmth grows, lulling you further toward sleep. From the trees beyond the meadow, owls begin to call. Their voices are low, soft, rhythmic. One hoot, then another, weaving into a gentle pattern. In medieval folklore, owls were seen as watchers of the night, guardians of hidden knowledge. Here, their calls are no omen, only a song of guardianship. They watch over you. They keep the meadow safe. They circle above with wings that make no sound, only stirring the air in a gentle current that brushes your face. The owl's chorus grows softer, slower, until it blends with your breath. Their watch is endless, but your waking is not. A narrow path of lanterns appears through the grass, glowing softly in gold and blue. The lanterns sway in the night air, as though carried by unseen hands. You step onto the path, your star cloak brushing the grass. Wheat each step new lanthorn flickers to life ahead of you, guiding you deeper into the meadow, deeper into the night. The path does not hurry. It curves gently, leading you with patience. Each lantern glows just long enough to reassure you, then dims as you pass. Step by step, your body feels heavier. Step by step, your eyelids grow softer. Step by step, sleep draws nearer. At the end of the path stands a tower, not of stone, but of night itself. Its walls are woven from indigo sky, its windows filled with stars. You push open its door, and silence greets you. A silence so deep you can almost touch it. Inside is nothing but a winding staircase, spiraling upward. Each step is broad and easy, inviting you higher. You climb slowly, calmly, feeling your body sink heavier with every turn. The stairs do not tire you. They soothe you. They slow you. At last you reach the top. A single room awaits. Circular, open to the heavens. A bed lies at its center. Not wood, not stone, but cloud, glowing faintly with starlight. You lie upon it. Your cloak spreads over you. The softness pulls you downward into the deepest rest, and still it hums. Not with sound, but with vibration, a deep resonance that passes through you. Monks once believed bells drove away storms and shadows, their tones sanctifying the air. This bell does not strike, yet it sanctifies you all the same. Its silent song seeps into your bones, loosening every last trace of tension, dissolving you further into peace. You stand before it, your heart matching its voiceless hum, until you too are silent within. The river of manuscripts, a doorway opens, and you step into a chamber where a river flows. But this river is not of water. It is of parchment. Manuscripts drift upon it, floating gently, their illuminated pages glowing with tiny sparks of gold and blue. The current is unhurried, carrying the books onward like leaves in autumn. You kneel beside the river, dipping your hand into its flow. The pages brush against your fingers, soft and light as feathers. Each manuscript whispers faintly as it passes. Psalms, stories, blessings. Though the words are too soft to understand, they wash over you. Not to be read, only to be felt. In medieval scriptoriums, monks copied texts by hand, word by word, hour by hour. This river is their work, flowing endlessly, carrying knowledge into eternity. You let it carry you, too. The chapel of candle stars, the river carries you into a chapel, vast and domed. Instead of torches, the walls are lit with candles. Hundreds, thousands, each flame steady, unwavering. Yet as you draw closer, you see that these are not candles at all. They are stars, captured and placed in holders of iron and clay. Each one flickers faintly, casting a glow both warm and celestial. The air is filled with the scent of wax, faint and sweet. The silence here is not empty, but glowing, alive with quiet presence. Medieval chapels glimmered with candles during midnight vigils, their light seen as a symbol of the eternal flame of heaven. Here, you are surrounded by that flame. Every star, a guardian of your sleep. You sit among them, their glow seeping into your cloak, into your crown, into your star within. The psalms of silence, from the far end of the chapel. A choir begins. Their voices are so soft they are barely breath, barely sound. They do not sing words, they sing silence. Each note rises like mist, hovers, then fades into the air. Each phrase is long, unhurried, stretching into stillness. In the Middle Ages, monks sang Gregorian chant, lines of melody floating without rhythm, meant to quiet the heart. This chant is quieter still, a psalm sung not for ears, but for sleep. The voices surround you, wrap you, guide you. You close your eyes, and the chant continues within, steady as breath, endless as night. The altar of rest at the chapel's center stands an altar, simple, carved of stone. Upon it rests a single cloth, woven of indigo and gold thread. The cloth stirs gently, as though moved by unseen hands. Slowly, it rises, drifting toward you. It settles over your body, tucking itself around you like a blanket. It is warm, heavy enough to comfort, yet light enough to let you drift. Medieval altars bore cloths of finest linen, blessed and revered. This cloth is made not of fabric, but of night, stitched with peace. It pulls you downward, downward, into softness. You exhale, and your body sinks deeper still. The eternal cloister, the chapel, fades, and you find yourself back in the cloister. But it is no longer stone, nor snow, nor mist. It is endless. Arch after arch stretches into infinity, each one glowing faintly with starlight. You walk, slowly, unhurried. With every arch you pass beneath, you grow lighter. One arch, and your shoulders release. Another, and your chest softens. Another, and your thoughts dissolve. Monks once walked cloisters in meditation, circling hour by hour. Your cloister never ends, but neither does your peace. You drift through it, step by step, arch by arch, until walking becomes floating, and floating becomes sleeping. The cloister fades into shadow, and you find yourself in a chamber lined with jars. Each jar is filled with ink, but not black, not blue. These inks shimmer with hues you cannot name, colors that seem to belong only to dreams. One jar glows like moonlight, another glimmers like dawn, the third ripples like water touched by starlight. You dip a quill into the nearest jar, and as you lift it, a single drop falls. When it touches the ground, it blossoms into light, spreading like a pool of calm across the floor. In medieval times, ink was made with oak, galls, soot, and iron salts, a recipe of patience and permanence. This ink writes not upon parchment, but upon the air, upon the silence, upon the body itself. You breathe, and it writes across your breath. Rest. You exhale, and it writes across your heart. Peace. The chamber dissolves, and you find yourself in another garden. It is vast, stretching beneath a sky of deep indigo. The air is thick with the scent of roses and chamomile, both cultivated by monks for calm and healing. At the garden's center, bells hang from trees instead of fruit. They sway gently in the night air, their tones low and sweet, ringing not with sharpness, but with softness, like waves lapping at a shore. Each sound lingers long after the bell has moved, the echoes stretching into eternity. You walk beneath them, their tones weaving into your body, into your breath, into your pulse. You realize the bells are not counting time. They are dissolving it. Each sound erases a moment, until only the eternal present remains, still and calm. At the far edge of the garden lies a bed, not of wood, not of cloth, but of moss. It glows faintly, golden and green, soft and springy beneath the gaze of the stars. You lie upon it. It receives you fully, molding to every curve, every contour, holding you without weight. Around your moss bed, lanterns begin to appear. First one, then another, until a full circle surrounds you. Each lantern holds a flame, steady and golden. The circle glows, enclosing you in perfect safety. Nothing can cross its light. Nothing can disturb your rest. In monasteries, circles symbolized eternity. No beginning, no end. Only the endless loop of prayer and peace. You lie at the circle's center, your breath part of that loop, your dreams part of that eternity. The lanterns flicker softly, in rhythm with your heart, until your body and the flames are one and the same. Above you, a ladder descends, but it is not wood, not rope. It is made of stars, each rung a glowing thread across the night. You do not climb it. Instead, it lowers slowly, gently, until it rests beside you. Each star upon it pulses faintly, like a heartbeat, like your breath. In medieval visions, ladders often symbolize the soul's journey between earth and heaven. But this ladder is not for ascent or descent. It is for stillness, for the dream that bridges waking and sleeping. You rest your hand upon one rung, and its glow spreads through you. You close your eyes, and the ladder remains. waiting, steady, eternal. A choir gathers around your circle of lanterns. They do not move. They do not sing. They only breathe with you. Their presence is calm, serene, endless. Medieval choirs filled vast halls with sound, their harmonies resonating for seconds after the final note. This choir sings not with voices, but with silence, their stillness harmonizing perfectly with your own. You do not hear them. You feel them, and terror, her money. They are infinite, and they watch over you as you drift. Once more, a crown lowers toward you. This time, it is not of reeds, nor flowers. It is made of snowlight. That faint glow, which rises when snow falls beneath the moon. It touches your brow, and instantly your thoughts slow to a hush. Each idea becomes a snowflake, drifting softly downward, vanishing upon the ground. In medieval lore, snow was purity itself, covering the earth in stillness. Now it covers your mind, blanketing it, smoothing it, silencing it, until only peace remains. You exhale, and the snowlight crown holds you steady in perfect calm. You lie still now, wrapped in moss, encircled by lanterns, crowned with snowlight beneath the ladder of stars. Everything around you is eternal. The bells still sway, the lanterns still glow. The choir still breathes. Nothing ends, nothing changes, nothing interrupts. This is the rest that Brother Caelum painted into his stars. Not a sleep that ends with dawn, but a sleep that drifts forever, carrying you upon a river of manuscripts, through cloisters of silence, into chapels of light. And here, in this moment, you surrender. Fully, completely, joyfully. Sleep. Sleep beneath the stars. Sleep within the story. Sleep without end. Beneath the moss bed, you sense movement. Not disruptive, not rushing, but flowing in silence. A river runs below, hidden within the earth. Its waters are dark, cool, and endless. They carry no weight, no sound, no urgency, only calm. In monasteries of old, cloisters were often built near springs, their fountains symbolizing life and purity. This river is your fountain, but instead of rising upward, it carries you inward. Each breath is a drop, each exhale a ripple, each thought a leaf set afloat, drifting away forever. Above you, parchment unfolds, endless sheets unrolling gently across the sky. The stars write upon them, line by line, symbols too ancient to read, yet too familiar to doubt. Brother Caelum once whispered, "The stars write their own scripture." Tonight, you witness that scripture unfold. Letters appear like constellations, joining, dissolving, reforming. Some become birds, gliding softly across the parchment. Others become rivers. Others become silence itself. The manuscript does not teach. It does not demand. It only records your stillness, your slowing breath, your drifting soul. And as you sink deeper, you realize you are the ink. You are the parchment. You are the story. Around you rises a hall, vast and silent, its stone arches stretching upward into a sky that glows faintly blue. The walls flicker with shadows, but not harsh, not frightening. These are shadows of candle flames, each trembling gently, each bowing in rhythm to your breath. In medieval churches, walls often danced with candlelight, each shadow like a silent choir member, part of the ritual of stillness. Here, every shadow bows to you. Every flicker honors your rest. Every tremble whispers the same word. Sleep. At the center of the hall, you see an hourglass, but its sand is not sand. It is starlight, flowing slowly downward, grain by grain, into infinity. You approach it, and the hourglass tilts, spilling its starlight into the air around you. Each grain floats like dust, settling softly upon your skin, your breath, your heart. Time dissolves. Hours vanish, only the eternal drift remains. In medieval times, hourglasses were reminders of mortality. Here, they remind you of eternity. Not an ending, but an endless now. The starlight covers you, and you glow softly in its embrace. From the shadows, a monk approaches. His robes are not fabric, but silence itself, woven from every unspoken prayer, every breath of stillness, every midnight without disturbance. He lifts the cloak and places it upon your shoulders. It is weightless. It is infinite. It muffles every sound, every thought, every restless stirring. You are held. You are hidden. You are safe. Monks once took vows of silence, not as absence, but as presence of fullness beyond words. You now wear that vow, and it becomes your second skin. Somewhere in the distance, you sense a bell, but it does not strike. It does not ring. It hums instead, a sound so low, so deep, that it feels less like hearing and more like being. You realize the bell has no clapper. It is never meant to ring aloud. It only hums eternally, vibrating gently through the earth, through the air, through your very breath. Its tone is endless. Its tone is you. The hall stretches into a corridor, long and straight. Its stones are cool beneath your feet, its arches glowing faintly in the starlight. As you walk, you realize the corridor never ends, and yet it does not matter. Each step is enough. Each breath is enough. Each heartbeat is enough. Medieval pilgrims walked roads that seemed endless, their journeys measured not in miles but in prayers. You too are a pilgrim here, but your journey is inward, and each step carries you deeper into calm. The corridor is infinite, and so is your rest. The corridor opens into a library. Rows upon rows of books stretch outward, but every spine is blank. Every page is empty. You lift one, and as you open it, your breath writes across its surface. Letters form, dissolve, reform, spelling words you cannot read, but somehow know. Each exhale fills another page. Each sigh becomes a sentence. Each heartbeat writes a chapter. The library grows as you breathe, books multiplying endlessly, each one a mirror of your rest. And you realize you will never finish, and you do not need to. At the far corner of the library, a window opens. Outside, the sky glows deep and dark, a single star burning brighter than all others. It lowers, drifting closer, until it rests gently upon a piece of parchment on a desk. Brother Caelum once believed every star had a word within it, a word never spoken aloud. This star is your word. It glows softly upon the parchment, waiting only for you to notice. You do not read it. You do not speak it. You simply breathe, and the star becomes part of your silence. Partelexex. The descent, without end you return to the moss bed, to the lanterns, to the circle of silence. The crown of snow light rests upon your brow. The ladder of stars hovers above. The choir breathes around you. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change. You descend, not downward, not upward, but inward, into a rest without end, into a dream without boundary, into a peace without measure. You surrender again. You surrender deeper. You surrender forever. The monastery dissolves once more, leaving you in a chamber made not of stone, but of breath. The walls rise and fall gently, as if the room itself inhales and exhales with you. Each breath is soft, steady, endless. You realize this chamber has no doors, no windows, no way in, no way out. It exists only to cradle stillness. Medieval monks sometimes describe prayer as resting in the breath of God. Here, the breath is not above or beyond you. It is within you. Each inhale fills the chamber with light. Each exhale dims it to shadow. Back and forth, like the tide, you sink into that tide, unresisting, unhurrying, eternal. Part 72. The Garden of Frozen Time. Through the chamber, a path opens. Soft grass beneath your feet, moonlight upon your shoulders. You enter a garden where everything is perfectly still. A fountain pauses mid-splash, droplets suspended like pearls of glass. Flowers hold their blossoms wide, never wilting, never fading. Even the wind is stopped, frozen into the curve of leaves. Time does not flow here. It waits, patient, silent. In medieval art, paradise was sometimes painted as a garden where time never touched the petals. You now walk within that paradise, hearing nothing but your own heartbeat, slow and steady, unmeasured. You realize you could stay here forever, and the garden would never change. Part 73. The Lantern of Returning Stars. At the center of the garden sits a single lantern, taller than you, glowing with a soft, golden flame. But this flame is different. Within it, stars drift upward like smoke. They rise, flicker, and vanish, only to return again with the next breath of the flame. Brother Caelum once whispered, "The stars do not vanish. They return, as light returns, as silence returns. You watch them rise, fall, rise again, like thoughts drifting in and out of a dreaming mind. You realize you are not losing anything. Every dream returns. Every peace returns. Every breath returns. You need only rest." Part 74. The bridge of quiet stones, a path of stones stretches across the garden, leading nowhere and everywhere. Each step upon them hums softly, a tone resonating deep into your bones. The bridge does not span water. It spans silence. Beneath it lies a depth you cannot measure. Not frightening, not dark, only infinite. In medieval cloisters, monks walked stone paths in circles, tracing labyrinths as meditations. This bridge is your labyrinth. Each stone a prayer, each step a meditation, each pause a surrender. You walk until walking becomes floating. Floating becomes resting. Resting becomes sleep. Part LXXV. The scroll of endless night at the end of the bridge rests a scroll, unrolled upon a table of smooth stone. Its parchment stretches farther than you can see, words spilling across it in tiny, glowing script. You lean close, but the words blur softly, unreadable. They are not meant to be understood. They are meant to be felt. The script moves like water, curling and bending in rhythm with your breath. Each letter dissolves into the next, until it becomes a flowing river of light. You realize the scroll does not tell a story. It is the story. It is you. And it will never end. Part 76. The crown of quiet flame once more. A crown descends. This one made of fire. But the fire does not burn. It warms, glows, soothes, flickers gently. It settles upon your head, and immediately your thoughts dim, as though a soft hand has closed the book of your mind. Medieval kings wore crowns of gold. Monks wore crowns of thorns in visions of Christ. But you wear a crown of flame. A flame that never hurts, never fades, never demands. It lights you gently from within, until even your dreams glow softly with golden warmth. Part 77. The resting choir of wind. The silent choir gathers once more, but this time they breathe with the wind. A breeze moves gently through the garden, carrying their voices as whispers, as sighs, as lullabies without words. You close your eyes, and the breeze circles you, covering you, carrying you. In medieval plains, wind was said to be the breath of angels. Here, it is the choir's gift, carrying you deeper, carrying you endlessly, carrying you into a sleep that has no boundary. The wind sings softly. You are safe. You are still. You are endless. You come to a pool, its surface smooth as glass. It reflects the stars above. But as you gaze, you realize they are not stars. They are dreams, drifting gently upon the surface. You kneel, dipping a finger into the pool. Ripples spread outward, and each ripple carries away another layer of thought, another burden, another fragment of waking life. In medieval lore, pools were mirrors to other worlds. This pool is not another world. It is the deepest part of your own. You lean closer, closer, until your reflection dissolves into the water. And then you rest upon its surface, floating, endless, weightless. Part 79. The eternal manuscript of silence. Once more, parchment appears. But this time, it is blank, vast as the sky. A quill rests in your hand, though you do not move it. The parchment remains empty, waiting, infinite, and you realize silence itself is the story. Nothing needs to be written, nothing needs to be told. The blankness is enough. The stillness is enough. You are enough, and so the parchment stretches on, endlessly, holding every possibility within its silence. Part LXXX. The sleep without ending. Everything is as it was. Everything is as it will be. Eternal. Brother Caelum whispers once more. The stars are pain not for the eyes, but for the soul. And now, your soul rests within them. Your breath is their ink. Your dreams are their glow. You drift, not into night, not into day, but into eternity. Sleep holds you. Sleep carries you. Sleep paints you among the stars. And here, you will rest. Forever, in the cloister of silence, the bell returns, but it does not strike. Dois, not. Techo. It only breathes with you, each vibration a sigh, each hum a cradle. You breathe in, the bell expands. You breathe out. The bell contracts. In medieval towers, bells marked time, the hours passing one by one. But this bell marks no hour. It marks no end. It breathes only the infinite, carrying you deeper into the rhythm of rest. The bell hums softly. You are safe. You are held. You are endless. And you drift with it, deeper still. Part 82. The circle of lanterns. Again, the lanterns surround you once more. Golden flames sway gently, circling, protecting, enclosing you in perfect peace. Each flame flickers in rhythm with your heart, until the lanterns in your pulse are one. Circles in medieval thought meant eternity. No beginning, no ending, only the eternal turning. And so the lanterns turn, endlessly, endlessly, endlessly. You are in the center. You are the center. You are the circle. Part 83. The ladder that waits above you. The ladder of stars still glows. It does not move. It does not change. It waits. Each rung is steady. Each light is calm. Each star is a step, but you do not climb. You simply rest beneath it, knowing it is there, knowing it is yours, knowing it will never vanish. Medieval dreamers spoke of ladders to heaven, each rung a prayer. But here, the ladder is not to climb. It does not waver. It holds you perfectly, endlessly, tenderly. Medieval healers used moss to soothe wounds, to hold, to protect. Here, the moss holds you as the earth itself, as the dream itself, as sleep itself. You are safe. You are still. You are held. Part 86. The crown that glows upon your brow rests the crown of snowlight. cold, soft, still. It does not weigh. It does not fade. Each snowflake drifts through your thoughts, silencing, slowing, soothing. Each thought melts away, leaving only silence, leaving only peace. In medieval visions, crowns marked kings, saints, martyrs. This crown marks you as the dreamer, the sleeper, the eternal soul in rest. It glows faintly, endlessly, silently, and you glow with it. Part LXX, XVII, the pool that reflects. You are back in the cloister. Its arches stretch above you, pale stone glowing faintly in starlight. The air is cool, unmoving. Each step echoes softly, though you are not walking. Each sound fades gently, though you have made no sound. In medieval cloisters, monks paced slowly, circling, repeating, meditating. You, too, are circling. You, too, are repeating. You, too, are meditating. And the cloister never ends. And the cloister never changes. And the cloister never fades. It holds you. It cradles you. It soothes you. Part X. CII. The flame that never burns a flame appears before you. Golden, steady, calm. It does not flicker. It does not waver. It does not burn. It glows only with warmth, with light, with peace. Medieval monks lit candles not for sight alone, but for prayer. Each flame a soul, each glow a whisper of devotion. This flame is your soul. This glow is your prayer, and both are endless. You watch the flame watches you, and together you fall into silence. Part XCIII. The quill that writes without end, once again, a quill rests in your hand. You do not move it, yet it writes. Slowly, endlessly, it traces lines across invisible parchment. Each line is a breath. Each curve is a heartbeat. Each pause is a sigh. In monasteries, quills were never idle. Even silence became ink upon parchment. This quill writes silence, writes stillness, writes sleep. And you are its author. And you are its page. And you are its story. Part X. CIV. The stone that listens. At your feet lies a stone. It does not shine. It does not move. It only listens. When you inhale, the stone glows faintly. When you exhale, the glow fades. Medieval masons carved silent marks into stone, leaving their presence hidden within walls. This stone carries your mark. Not carved, but breathed. Not etched, but lived. And so the stone listens endlessly, holding your breath, your calm, your rest, forever. Part XCV. The gate that does not open before erases a gate. It is tall, arched, heavy, but it never opens. It never needs to. It is not a barrier. It is a reminder. It tells you. There is nothing beyond. There is nothing behind. There is only here. There is only now. In medieval fortresses, gates guarded against the outside. This gate guards against nothing. For nothing threatens. Nothing disturbs. Nothing remains. And you realize the closed gate is peace itself. Part XCVI. The chapel of endless prayer, the cloister folds into a chapel, its high ceiling echoing softly, though no voices sing. Candles line the walls, steady, golden, endless. Shadows tremble upon the arches, bending, bowing, vanishing. Here, prayer is not spoken. Here, prayer is silenced itself. Medieval chapels rang with psalms that lifted upward into vaults of stone. This chapel hums only with breath, with stillness, with eternity. The lanterns surround you again, circling, glowing, eternal. They move not quickly, not slowly, but perfectly, endlessly. Each glow presses softly upon you, like hands resting upon your shoulders, upon your chest, upon your brow. Not heavy, not sharp, only safe, only still. Circles never end. Circles never fade. Circles never break. You are in the circle. You are the circle. You are eternity itself. Part X. CIX. The crown that falls like snow. Snowdrifts, once more, each flake glowing faintly, each landing softly upon your skin, your thoughts, your soul. One by one, they dissolve, melting every thought, every burden, every fragment of waking life. The crown rests again upon your brow. It glows faintly. It holds you still. Medieval visionaries saw crowns as marks of trials endured. You endure nothing. You hold nothing. You release everything. And the crown marks. You know, as the dreamer, the sleeper, the eternal soul in rest, now all returns. The bell, the lanterns, the ladder, the choir, the moss, the crown, the pool, the parchment, the hourglass, the chapel, the cloister, the stone, the flame, the gate. They gather not as many, but as one. They gather not as symbols, but as silence. They gather not as story, but as sleep. Brother Caelum whispers one last time. The stars are painted not for the eyes, but for the soul. And your soul drifts, and your soul glows, and your soul sleeps. Not for a moment, not for a night, but forever. Rest now. Let the breath soften. Let the chest loosen. Let the weight of your body sink. Deeper. 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 All the symbols return. The moss, the pool, the lanterns, the bell, the parchment, the crown of snow, the ladder of stars, the choir of silence. But now, they no longer arrive one after another. They are all here, all at once, all around you. And still, nothing feels heavy, nothing feels crowded, nothing feels pressing. And then you realize it is no longer your breath. It is the breath of the chapel, the breath of the cloister, the breath of Brother Caelum, the breath of the stars themselves. You are not breathing alone. You have never breathed alone. You will never breathe alone. Part C, V, I. The final whisper. Now Brother Caelum kneels beside you. His hand is warm. His eyes are calm. His smile is endless. He whispers, "You are the painted stars now. You are the silence. You are the dream." And with those words, he vanishes. Not gone. Not lost. Simply dissolved into the glow. Part C, VII. The eternal drift, and so, you drift. 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 No end. No edges. No neath. Just the glow of the monk's stars painted upon your soul. Just the hum of the bell, steady within your chest. Just the silence of the cloister, circling forever. You are held. You are safe. You are endless. And now the story folds back to its beginning. The moss is soft beneath your hands. The lanterns glow gently in the cloister. The monk lifts his brush, painting stars. The cycle repeats, the dream repeats, the peace repeats, and you drift, always drifting, into the circle of return, forever and ever and ever. The end that never ends.